Christian.
Hello, everyone. It's Christian here from Finland, Rovaniemi, with the Aurora Borealis, like you can see. It's a new episode of Polyglot podcast, and today we have a guest from Barbados, but
Right here.
yeah, U.S. born, U.S. born Nigerian. But let let me introduce a bit more. And first, I will ask my guest 9 questions and she will answer in 9 different languages, one language per question. And after that, you will know who I have here as a guest. So let's go. Question number one. What's your name?
Mi nombre es MaryAnne. My name is MaryAnne.
Where are you from?
Ya is Nikeri. I'm from Nigeria. Atipir ya jivuvu Barbados, but now I live in Barbados.
Okay. My third question would have been, where do you live now? So you can answer in a different language if you want, or we can go to the
Okay.
next question.
我现在在 Barbados. I now live in Barbados.
How old are you?
Мне 20 лет. I'm 20 years old.
What's your mother tongue?
My mother tongue is Edo and English.
What languages do you speak fluently?
Fluidement, je parle anglais, français, espagnol et italien. I can comfortably speak in English, French, Spanish, and Italian.
Yeah. What languages are you still studying?
اللغات ألمانية، الروسية، العربية والصينية. I'm now studying German, Russian, Arabic, and Chinese.
What's your favorite language?
Mi piace cinese e russo e francese e arabo.
Okay.
I love Chinese, Arabic, Russian, and French.
Yeah. What is your favorite language learning resource?
Ich liebe LinkQ und innovative language learning. I love LinkQ and innovative language learning.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a lot of follow-up questions after these 9 questions, and thank you for the introduction. So I think first we will go through a bit of your like early life and then progress towards this point in life. So, uh, so maybe you can tell a bit where you were born. If you don't want to say the city, like maybe the state or something. So yeah, let's start from there.
I was actually born in the United States, but I spent most of my childhood in Nigeria.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, you mentioned Edo language. Are your parents from Edo State?
Yes, yes, they both are.
Yeah. So both of your parents are from Edo State or different parts of Nigeria?
Both of them are from Edo States.
Yeah. Uh, how much did you spend time in the U.S. and like at what ages were you in the U.S. and in Nigeria?
Well, I shortly after I was born, I stayed in the US for with my mom for like 3 months. Then when I was still a baby, we moved back to Nigeria.
Yeah. And did you ever go back to the U.S.?
Oh, I do for vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess you're both a citizen of the U.S. and Nigeria, like a dual citizen. And so during the vacations, you you were sometimes in the US. Can you tell a bit what part of the US and like what languages were surrounded by you in the areas where you were in the US and yeah,
Well, predominantly English. So I grew up, so for the most part, I grew up in hearing English. Even back in Nigeria, I listened to English, and at one point, my parents and my family members would speak in English and Edo.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a mix of two languages.
Did your parents mostly speak English to you or a mix of Edo and English?
A mix of Edo and English.
Okay. Um, and do you have like siblings, brothers, sisters?
I have one sister.
Yeah. And did you always speak English together?
Yep.
Yeah. And how much did you speak Edo? Like, did you speak to your like grandparents or like older people or when?
Well, I speak English and Edo. I speak Edo, but not as much as English. So I speak English and Edo with my parents, my grandma, my uncles, my aunties, sometimes my cousins and my family friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, maybe now we could go like a few things through in Edo if you can teach me some basic things like when I meet someone, what should I say in Edo?
Okay, so when it is in the morning, we greet Laye or Lamiwa.
Lawe o Lamingwa?
Lamiwa. Yeah,
Lamingwa?
Lamiwa. Yes.
Okay.
If you want to welcome, if it's in the afternoon, you say Obavha, Obavha,
Oba Fang,
Obavha. Yes, that's good afternoon.
Obawa.
Yes.
And how do I introduce myself? Like telling my name. My name is
If you use your
Christian.
name, so okay, so let's say for instance, if I want to say my name is MaryAnne in Edu, I would say MaryAnne Atieve.
Okay, Christian Atsiewe.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah,
You did good job. You did good job.
yeah. um, and what about school? Did you go to school in Nigeria?
Of course, I schooled in Nigeria, but not in Edo State. I schooled in another state in Nigeria called Lagos.
Okay.
So I technically grew up in Lagos.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Actually, my one of my sisters is married to a Nigerian from
Oh, really?
Yoruba speaking area. I don't remember the state, but his mother tongue is Yoruba.
Yeah, well, even though there are different tribes that migrate to Lagos State, Yoruba is like the common language there because it's like at the western side of Nigeria. And in the western side of Nigeria, they speak Yoruba.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Lagos is one of the western states in Nigeria.
yeah. So western side Yoruba, northern is like Hausa mostly,
Yes.
and eastern
And
is like Igbo or
yeah.
yeah,
And we also have the South, and there are different languages in the South. So you have Edo, you have Ibibio, you have Efik, you have what else? Orobo, just to name a few. So there are a multitude of languages in the South.
yeah. I guess because you have like was it 300 languages in Nigeria or something like
Yeah,
like that. I think Nigeria is like third or fifth or definitely somewhere in the top five in the whole world.
yeah,
But school was in English in Lagos.
yes, yes.
Did you have any lessons in other languages?
Yeah, I had Yoruba. I used to study Yoruba from first grade all the way to ninth grade, but then my Yoruba is now taking a hold.
Yeah,
As for French, I took it when I was in kindergarten. I was around 4 years old at the time. So I received French lessons both at home and at school.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. But do you speak still any Yoruba? You didn't. I think you didn't mention speaking Yoruba. So have you forgotten everything, or?
I better not say. I don't want to mention it. Like I can understand it, I can read it to some extent, but like the speaking is where I need to work on for now.
Yeah, okay. But you can read and understand it pretty well.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And you mentioned French. At what class did you have? Like, when did you start having French lessons?
When I'm probably around kindergarten.
Oh, kindergarten. Okay, okay. Yeah, and is French common? Like, is that common to study French in Nigeria or specifically Lagos?
Yes.
Yeah, and uh, did you use any French in your like, everyday life or?
Of course I do. I speak French with my friends. I have friends from different French speaking countries. We keep in touch with each other. And I also speak French with my teachers from kindergarten to elementary school to high school.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. And did you already like languages when you were a kid in kindergarten and elementary school?
I learned English, French, and from kindergarten to elementary school and up to like high school. Like I said, in ninth grade.
Yeah, and so until what age did you live in Nigeria?
What age did I come again, please?
Yeah, until what age did you live in Nigeria? Because if I understood correctly, you're studying now in Barbados.
Yes. I spent like 18 years like I spent like 18 years in Nigeria, so I grew up in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
yeah. So and currently, as you're 20 years old, you have lived in Barbados like 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you choose Barbados?
Well, well, to me, like I've always wanted to like study like in a country like not that many people go to. Like, usually people choose like countries like US, UK, Canada. But like I chose like the Barbados and like the Caribbean so that I can at least expose myself to the culture and everything.
Yeah. And may I ask, what are you studying there?
I'm a first year medical student.
First year medical student. Okay. Yeah. So you, so your first semester is over, and like a fall semester.
Like this is my first semester.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And had you ever been in that region, like the Caribbean, or had you also traveled that much before you moved to Barbados?
I have actually.
Where was, for example, your first trip?
My first trip was to France and I was 7 years old.
Yeah. Did you speak any French at that time because you had had like French in kindergarten already?
Yeah, I spoke like a little French, French for like a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
the first time. I will never forget the time like we had this little French class, like French class. And I was one of among the people that participated the most. So I got a chocolate as a present.
yeah. Okay, yeah. And after that, did you travel a lot in like inside Nigeria or Africa, other continents? How
I've been
much?
I've been to like 2 states in Nigeria. Edo State and Oyo State.
Yeah. Or which state did you mention?
Edo State and Oyo State.
Yeah, yeah. And in Africa, which countries have you visited in Africa?
Kenya.
Yeah. And is it hard to visit the neighboring countries of Nigeria? Because you have been in Kenya, which is quite far from Nigeria. But what about the neighboring countries?
I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, is it hard to go there or?
In terms of the language, I wouldn't say it's like hard because English. So at a point we can understand each other.
Yeah, I mean maybe like transportation wise or visa or like that. Is it? Do you need a visa or can you just go if you want?
I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a really cool decision you went to Barbados because I also like to go to like less popular and common places. I've actually been in the Caribbean in Guadeloupe and Dominica.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, can you tell more about Barbados? It's it's only one island, right? Or is it a?
It's one island. It's an island, and its independence is November 30th. So less than a month, Barbados will be celebrating her independence. And just like other Caribbean countries, they are known for reggae music and soca music. And and they have delicious and they're mostly known for like rum. You know what they call rum? Like rum drink.
Yeah, I know rum. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And they're also known for fish cakes too.
Mm, okay. And also, I think soon in January, February, also all the Caribbean islands have the like festivals.
Yeah, well, during August, they have this festival called Crop Over. So there's this carnival on the streets and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was in Dominica when they had their festival, Mas Dominique, something like that. I think it was the beginning of February, and I think I checked at that time that most of the Caribbean islands and also South American, Latin American countries have festivals like the biggest festivals somewhere around the like in the beginning of the year, like February, January, February, March. Um, and Barbados is a bit below the hurricane belt, or do I remember correctly? You didn't have any like hurricanes in Barbados now in the last days.
Well, we've had like a hurricane last year. And luckily we were all safe.
Yeah, yeah. But so it was like really uh you were somewhere inside and did you feel the trembling of buildings or how was it the experience?
I can't I can't really I can't really describe the whole thing hurricane season. What I do remember is that there was this strong wind and this heavy rainfall. After a moment, I just fell asleep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And when I was in Dominica, I met some people who were like indigenous Carib people, but they said because of the colonization, they don't speak their language, but they have like started to collect uh, some words and bits of the language in some dictionaries, but they don't like I guess there are almost no natives in Dominica, and I guess in Barbados it's pretty much similar that only have in Barbados English and that's it.
Yeah. English is the official language in Barbados, although we also have this kind of English called Bajan English. So I'm learning that.
Yeah, how different is it from standard English? Because when I checked, almost all the Caribbean islands have their like local Creole language
Yeah,
based on English.
a bit different from standard English.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any example, like some words that you didn't recognize maybe first, and then you learned, oh, okay, they use this.
Hmm. Like I said, I'm still learning Bajan English, so I don't really have like the full grasp
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
English.
sure. And I'm not sure, but I think maybe the guy in Dominica told that he had also children studying in Barbados. I'm not sure, was it Barbados or Bahamas, or I guess it was Barbados. So was it so that Barbados is one of the most popular islands in the Caribbean to study?
Yeah. And you also have Caribbean islands like Antigua and Barbuda. You also have Bahamas in the Caribbean. You also have Jamaica. You have Trinidad and Tobago, just to name a few.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and how has it been studying in Barbados in med school? Are there a lot of locals or also like international students like you? And what all languages do you
Well,
hear
in my
there?
school, we have Bajan people, we also have Nigerians in my school. We have Indians, and those are like the main international students that come here. And we also have Ghanaians as well
Yeah, from Guyana.
from Ghana.
Ghana, Ghana. Okay,
Ghanaian.
okay. Yeah, yeah. And have you spoken only English, or have you also had the chance to practice some of your target languages with any of your like classmates?
I speak English for the most part, but I also practice French with my close friends.
Yeah,
And as for the other languages, I have friends online who listen to me speak or can see my reading practice or writing practice and they give me feedback.
yeah. And how did you find those people? Which websites did you use to find them?
There's this app called Busu. I don't know if you've heard of the app called Busu.
I know Busu. Yeah,
So yeah, if for writing and speaking, if I do something, they'll give me like a feedback.
yeah. So the feedback is from these fellow learners and not like AI. It's like real people.
From fellow learners. And I'm also in like this online group where I can post my reading, my writing, and my speaking practice, sometimes my grammar study, so that they can just review it and give me a feedback.
Yeah. And which languages do you practice there? French?
Not just French, Spanish, Mandarin Chinese, Russian, German, Italian, and Arabic.
Yeah. Wow, that's many languages. So can you tell more? When did you start all those languages? I mean, you have already told about French. Um, yeah,
For Spanish, right?
yeah, Spanish and the other ones.
Okay, so Spanish in particular. So this whole thing started in 2018. So one of my high school teachers called me over and she gave me this Spanish song for me to practice and sing on the school's auditorium because at that time we were celebrating if we were having this Founders Week. By the way, I go to like a Catholic high schools and the Founders Week is a Catholic thing called Saint Jose Maria Escriva. He's from Spain. So automatically she gave me a song called Rayando El Sol. So I practiced it, and then at a point after singing it, when I got home that night, I was like, you know what? Something tells me that I should learn this language. Surely it won't be that hard, right?
Yeah.
So the following year, 2019, I started Spanish, but at a point, I felt like I had like this burnout, but I still kept going. And I also have to add that there's another teacher in my school who can speak Spanish. So at any point, so anytime I come across her, I would speak English and Spanish with her, and she would tell me like, you say this word in Spanish, you just have to say it correctly. So it was at that time that we grew close to each other. Then in 2022, we had like there were two men from University of Navarra. They wanted to they came all the way from Spain to Nigeria to give us students who, because keep in mind I'm already in my final year in high school,
Hmm.
and at that period you have to apply for colleges and everything. So my teacher, who I practiced Spanish with, she called me over and said, "Hey, so those two men are from Spain. You want to speak Spanish with them?" And I was like, "Yes." And I felt so nervous at the time, but for the most part, I felt excited because not only am I speaking Spanish, I'm also speaking Spanish with people from Spain. So of course, it was such like a surreal experience. Now, of course, like my Spanish at the time wasn't confident at the time, it wasn't so strong. So of course, I stumbled a little bit of words. But the bottom line is that I made effort, and that was all that mattered. And honestly, I felt proud of myself for putting myself out there to communicate in Spanish with those two men. So that gave me the confidence and courage to start Spanish.
How long did they spend time in your school, in your high school? Were they like just a month, couple months, or how long?
Just like a one day. It was like one day speaking to us. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And besides having the, I mean, you didn't have any classes. You just practiced with the people you mentioned. And did you practice
It-
at home somehow?
I practiced my Spanish at home by myself, and then I also practice Spanish with my teacher.
Yeah, yeah. What what when you were studying at home, were you using books or online resources, and what did you use?
I mostly use YouTube.
Yeah, and what kind of videos were there particular channels or music or what?
I I use like this YouTube channel called Easy Spanish, as well as Spanish Pod 101 to work on my Spanish.
Yeah, yeah, they have quite many channels. The easy languages. I've used easy languages for also
Yeah.
multiple languages, and yeah, they are really great. And what was the next language after Spanish?
German.
Yeah, when and why did you start?
So I started German in 2019. And so it started at one night I was just listening to music, German opera. And I was like, and at the time I was like, man, I want to be because when you're 14, you have that many like interests. So at the age of 14, I was like, I want to be like a musician one day. I'm a musician and an opera singer. And in opera, they sing in different languages, but the most common ones are French, German, Italian, Russian, Spanish, just to name a few. So that opera pieces just made me just motivated me to learn German. And not only that, I also fell in love with German yodeling. Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
that made me
yeah, yeah,
learn German as well as their singing style.
yeah. So it all started from seeing the opera
Yes.
on YouTube. Yeah. And was it hard compared to maybe Spanish and French?
I would say German is a bit easy and also hard at the same time because easy because German has a lot of borrowed words from English. For instance, that's computer, also the computer, the Wasser, which is water, and what else? Apfel, which is apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also hard because of the grammar. If you want, they have to like this, how do you say?
They have these cases, grammatical
Yes,
cases.
exactly. Thank you. As well as like independent clauses, dependent clauses. So it was kind of like a little bit difficult for me to master, but I still kept pushing through. And I also love German because I love their culture, mostly because of what I see online and on TV, like the mountain, the snow, the architecture, like the pretzels, the sausages, the Oktoberfests, and everything.
Yeah.
And I also love it because a lot of my favorite musicians come from German-speaking country.
Oh, okay. Do you want to mention
Yes,
ones?
you have George Handel, Mozart, Schubert, J.S. Bach,
Okay, so all
what?
these
And
classical
Beethoven.
musicians from 17, 1800s.
Yep,
Yeah. And after German, what language came then?
Italian. So this Italian started. Okay, I would say my exposure to Italia as a whole started when I was 7 years old. Shortly after visiting France, we had a next stop to Italy, and it was my first time in Italy. And I remember speaking French in Italy. Like I didn't even know Italian as a language existed. I was just 7 years old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. Yeah. Where in Italy were you? Do you remember? Was it like northern parts or where?
We were in
Oh,
Rome. Rome.
Rome. Okay.
We saw the Colosseum, the Pisa, and we also had pasta and everything. And we also took a river ride to around Venice.
Mm.
So that gave me like the taste of Italy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. One of the most famous ones, like Rome and then Venice.
Yeah. And then so fast forward to when I was 14, I listened to Italian opera. Same reason I learned German. So it was at that point that they gave me this revelation, said, okay, you know what? I have to learn Italian. So that made me learn Italian. At least at the time I thought the best time to have learned Italian was when I was 7 years old while visiting Italy. The second best time to study Italian is now. That was the mindset I had.
Mm.
So that
Yeah.
was when I started studying Italian.
Yeah. And you used probably also YouTube again and
Yes.
what else?
Easy Italian, Italian Pod, Italian Language Lab.
Yeah. When you were watching all the easy Italian, easy German, easy languages videos or whatever in on YouTube, uh, did you like pause the videos or what was your method? Because when I've talked to many language learners, there are like many different kinds of ways to use the same
Learn.
resources. I myself sometimes I pause and I read and then I continue. But how did you do?
So how I study languages is a little bit detailed. So for each month, I have 1 to 3 languages to study. Then in the week, On Mondays, I do reading practice. On Tuesdays, I listen. That means I can watch TV shows, I can listen to music or listen to radio or podcasts. On Wednesdays, I do writing practice. So I would write like a few sentences and few sentences on any topic I choose, especially with the help of AI. On Thursdays, I study grammar. On Fridays, I study vocabulary. On Saturday, I do speaking practice. So I talk about any topic that interests me. And on Sundays, I learn about the culture because it's one thing to learn the language, but it's another thing to learn the language and immerse yourself in the culture. And at the end of the month, like last Friday of the month, I do a little bit of online tests, like this online quiz I usually do. So any score I get, I would mark it, I would write it down, like my current goal and my target goal. And every last Saturday of the month, I do like this speaking project. So what do I mean by that? This speaking project I would act out skits. I would act as like different characters in my target language. For instance, I would act like a grandma in Arabic. I would recite poems in Chinese. I would say the kind of food I eat in Italian, just to give you an idea. And of course, for my reading, writing, speaking, I will give it to my online friends for feedback.
Wow, that's like really structured. I mean, how can you manage that now when you're a med school student? Doing having that structure, like, do you always have the same days for like reading and writing? Is it always that in that order?
It's always in that order. However, whenever test is coming up or exams are coming up, I put my languages on hold.
Okay.
Even when I'm on vacation, I don't usually study languages, just to relax. What I do, however, is to play language games. That's when Duolingo enters. So I play games I'll use apps like playing games. So Duolingo, Busu, Drops, and Link Q.
Yeah, okay. I've tried all of them. Um, so this is only when you have the languages on hold. Then you use the apps on
Yeah,
vacations or
yes,
when you have like med school exams.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it because the apps are um, it's not that hard like as having your usual routine. It's just like feels like playing and maybe doing still something useful.
At least come again?
Um, is it because um, playing the apps uh, does is not that demanding maybe as having your usual routine?
Yeah, yeah.
And you mentioned four apps. Do you use all of them at the same like
Yes,
during the same day? And do you have specific languages for certain apps?
I use all of them.
I mean, do you use all the four for French or for Arabic, or is it like for Duolingo you have these languages, for Buzu some other languages, or
Sometimes I will use one language for all apps. But if the language I'm studying is not on one app, I can find it on another app.
yeah? And so Duolingo's vocabulary practices is a bit similar to maybe practicing on Buzu's and Drops like vocabulary sections. But Link like they have like long articles, so it's a bit different, right? but how would you compare them? Is Do you have any favorite from these four?
I'd say link Q
Yeah, why?
because link Q not only teaches you like reading or vocabulary and everything, they have like a wide range of topics. I have business, entertainment, technology, travel. So there are different kinds of topics to choose from. So I would choose one and then study it.
What are you mentioned before that you when you were speaking maybe about Italian or something that you read about topics you're interested in. What are actually the topics you're the most interested and you read about like read topics or
Entertainment. I'm mostly interested in culture, entertainment, travel, and education.
yeah, yeah, okay. And because Link has these articles and you learn about specific topics, what keeps you still using the other apps like Drops or Duolingo or Uzu?
I use it for my like for vocabulary practice. I usually use them in the morning or in the evening, depending on how active I am.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's like my 5 minutes mental exercise.
yeah. Uh, when I've tested Drops, but isn't it mostly, if I remember correctly, it's like mostly just words, not even phrases. It's like mostly uh, learning individual words because I think they
They
don't
have
have like
word,
full phrases.
they have words and phrases, but at least they're words related to a particular topic. So I would just like teach myself those words because I don't believe in that those words are useless or anything. So those words are like essential for my vocabulary practice.
Yeah. And what about Arabic and Chinese? Were they the only languages you haven't spoken about? Why you uh,
I haven't
started them?
spoken
And
about Arabic, Chinese, and Russian.
oh, Russian too. Yeah.
So let me start with Chinese. So while I was learning those five languages, I I thought to myself that if I want to like be successful in my career in healthcare, Chinese has to be the languages I have to learn. So I taught myself Chinese. I first of all had to familiarize myself with the characters. You know what they call Hanzi.
Yep.
So those are Chinese characters. And it was a little bit hard, let me not lie. And because of the reading, writing, and speaking. And if I want to read and speak, I have to depend on the transliteration. So at the time, I was just getting started. But in 2024, me and my friends, we went to this Chinese cultural festival in Barbados, still in Barbados. And 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 I got ex so that was when I got exposed to Chinese culture. I got to see the lion dance. They even wrote my name in Chinese, and I even got to wear their traditional outfits, and we tried their foods as well. And I walked up the courage to speak the Chinese to to the native Chinese speakers, and they were honestly impressed for a medical student like me to study this difficult language. And so the month right after that, so it gave me the confidence to get better in my Chinese. So now I can speak Chinese, though my writing is what I need to work on. My reading is getting there, is getting better. So yeah, that's how I got exposed to Chinese. I've
What do you
been
think? How
studying
many
for 2 years.
characters do you know currently?
Any
Like an
characters I
estimate,
know? What?
like a rough estimate. How many characters do you know?
I'd say like between 80 to 100 or something.
Yeah, yeah. So do you know is your level like HSK 1, 2, 3,
My level right now is HSK 2.
2? Yeah. And yeah, I wanted to ask more also about food. So weren't you that exposed to Chinese food before Barbados? In like
That was it's the first time I remember eating Chinese food. It had these dumplings. In Chinese, they call them baozi.
yeah. What like when here in I mean there in Barbados, was that the first or?
I've been there in 2024 and I've been there this year. They'll have it every year, just to gear up for the Chinese New Year.
Yeah. And before that, you didn't have any experience of eating Chinese food.
Not really.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
in
I've had baozi and I've also had chow mein. They even serve it at my school for lunch.
yeah, okay. So I mean, here in Finland, Chinese food is really, really common. We have like in almost every city, we have Chinese restaurants. Also some like Indian restaurants. So I've eaten Chinese food since I was a kid. How is it in Nigeria, in Lagos? Uh, what kind of food do you have there? Like, of course, you have Nigerian food, but uh, also does food culture differ a lot inside Nigeria? And also, other question, from which countries did you have like restaurants in Lagos?
Well, in terms of food, Nigerians have, of course, we have Nigerian jollof rice, and we also have different kinds of food like amala and ewedu soup. We have white soup, which is popular in Eastern Nigeria. We also have suya, chicken suya, and it's usually spicy. And we have starch with ogbono soup, and we have boiled plantain. You can eat it with anything of your choice. And so, like, in terms of similarities, right? Nood noodles, we eat Indomie in Nigeria. So 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 the noodles we eat is like more or less similar to Chinese because they have like long noodles and everything.
Hmm.
And as for the other cultural foods I got exposed to French food, with croissant, baguette, and I also got exposed to like Italian food, like pizza, pasta, and tiramisu.
Mm.
I've also had UK, British food, American food, Caribbean food, and I've also had Arabic food.
Yeah. In Lagos, for example, can you find a lot of Italian restaurants, pizzerias, or places offering Middle Eastern food like falafel, kebab, all that?
There are there are Middle Eastern restaurants in Nigeria, but I don't know, I don't know exactly the name. As for pizza, we have like pizza joints in different cities in Nigeria. And I eat pizza like every last day of school with my mom and my sister. So this pizza joint called Domino's Pizza. So we would buy like pizza like every last day of school or during the holidays.
Yeah. Okay. And so you spoke about Chinese now, so we still have Arabic
To
and
Russia.
Russian.
So I'll start with Arabic. So my very first exposure to Arabic culture was when I was 12 years old. my mom and my younger sister, we three of us traveled to United Arab Emirates. It was my very first time there. And and it was like and it was during the summertime, like a summer vacation. So of course I enjoyed myself. So we toured around UAE. We from Dubai to Abu Dhabi back to Dubai. We saw like the largest mosque and the culture, like a culture shock. Like if you want to enter a mosque, if you want to enter a mosque, the ladies have to cover themselves.
Yeah.
We have to wear like this hijab and everything just to like explore around the mosque. So that was like my culture shock. And then I also got to like explore, like I mentioned there earlier, Arabic food. I had shawarma for the first time. It was so delicious.
Mm.
And I had like this, and we also went on the desert safari and we saw camels and I tried on henna. You know what they call henna?
Yeah, yeah. They put these like a bit like tattoos, but not tattoos.
Yeah. And we saw like Arabic dancers, like they would go around like Arabic dancers, traditional dances and everything. And what else did we do? I would say that of all my traveling around the world thing, Dubai has to be like my top places I've visited.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice
So we
trip
had a
you
lot of
had.
fun over there.
Yeah. So that trip started your interest towards Arabic, or did it start
Actually,
later?
when I was 12, the thought of learning Arabic didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It was when I was in pre-med and then I was watching one cartoon, like saying the Arabic alphabet. I was like, okay, you convinced me, I'm going to learn Arabic.
You thought that because you saw that they are difficult, or or why?
You know, one of my biggest goals is to like work in like work in like in the global. My goal is to like go global. And of course, Arabic is part of that in the Middle Eastern region. So of course, I wanted to learn Arabic. And they're called, when I think back at the time I visited Dubai at 12 years old, it just motivated me to learn Arabic. And yes, it's hard. When I started the Arabic letters, I found it like, it took me a year to master the alphabet because there are lots of empathetic letters like sod, dod, to, and the. So it was a little hard for me to pronounce, especially with the diacritics and everything.
Mm.
So it took me like a year to master the alphabet, but I was very patient.
Yeah, and also the forms like independent in the beginning, middle, and
Yeah,
final, and some letters
yeah,
don't have all the four forms even.
yes.
Yeah.
And I do have to mention that I have friends from Egypt and Lebanon. I have a friend from Egypt. Her name is Farah. She would often ask me like, "Hey, do you want to learn Arab? We have Arabic class on Sundays. You want to join?" And sometimes I would join, sometimes I won't join. But on the days I do join, we have Arabic and English. So I learn Arabic that way.
Okay. Yeah. And you're still continuing actively.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still learning Arabic. It's not easy.
You're learning like modern standard Arabic or a dialect like Egyptian or some other?
I would like to learn at least five dialects, but for now I'm studying two dialects, Modern Standard, which is the Fusha, and the Egyptian dialect, because the Egyptian dialect is like easiest to understand in the Arab world.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm also having the ongoing experience of starting Arabic, which is a bit on hold currently because of my busy life. But yeah, I also started like studying Egyptian Arabic, and at the same time thinking to learn MSA, and it's been a mix of those both. And I had also a friend with whom I practiced mostly Fusha, but yeah, it's a lot of work, um, and especially when you have already Chinese, which requires you to learn more and more characters. And oh my God, when you have all these languages, it's not easy to maintain. And at my age, when I mean I'm 35 now, I have a kid soon too, and having all the responsibilities, it's really hard to like maintain languages. So now when you're young, just put your whole time like you're doing. So you're doing really well now.
Thank you.
So if you have spoken about Arabic, maybe about
Russian.
Russian now.
Okay. So it was like 2023, and I remember spending my Sunday watching one documentary about ballet schools in Russia. So that was so because of the ballet, because Russia is one of the countries popular in ballet. So that got my interest to learn Russian. And not only that, it has like when it comes to like learn to cartoons, Russian is one of the languages that is like best known for cartoons. Like Soviet cartoons. I'm talking about cartoons like before the 2000s. So yeah.
Yeah, and you were watching those on YouTube, those Soviet cartoons.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite Soviet cartoons are Kolobok, Krasная Шапочка, and what else? What else? What else? Um,
Do you know Cheburashka?
Antoshka.
Antoshka, is it the mouse or something? I remember a song about Antoshka because my wife is a Russian speaking
Yeah.
Ukrainian. So she has actually I think I've heard about all those that you mentioned because sometimes when she sings to our kid, I've actually heard some of the songs of those cartoons. And when I think I showed the Russian video that you sent to me, and she noticed you mentioned some cartoon or something
Yeah.
that she recognized, and yeah, and your Russian was really good. We were like, she was impressed.
Спасибо.
Yeah, and you just started 2023. You said
Yeah.
okay, and I guess after Chinese characters and Arabic letters, it
Yes.
was much easier to learn the Cyrillic alphabet. Or how long did it take? Was it a week or two?
For Russian alphabet?
Yeah,
Well, when I first started learning Russian, I initially thought that it was going to be hard, but so I just started with alphabet. But immediately after studying the alphabet, I found that it wasn't actually that difficult, especially because I can read like short sentences at the time, and I could read like different words in Russian.
yeah, yeah. So what do you think after starting to like learn all these languages and speaking some of them already fluently? So at But this moment, what do you think? What has been the most difficult or easiest language, or if you cannot name any, maybe some aspects in different languages that you have thought have been easy or difficult?
Right. In terms of writing, I'd say the difficult language is, I'd say the two languages, Arabic and Chinese, is a little difficult because Chinese, it's more of like you're drawing something than writing something. Arabic, you don't write from left to right, you write from right to the left. And not only that, you have like the initial, like the first form, middle form, final form. So you have to, so to join those letters together was a little bit difficult. As for the languages easier to write, I'd say like all the Romance languages, French, Spanish, Italian, and English too. Then for reading, that is hard is Arabic because of the diacritics and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any plans for the future to start learning new languages, or do you want to like maintain and improve the current ones?
I'd like to maintain them as well as learning new ones so that, like I said, my dream is to be global and and it's and looking at my future career in healthcare. No, well, not just healthcare, and I also dream of being on stage. Like I'd like entertainment, so I'd also like to be on stage. So I'd say that is a huge asset to my future career.
Yeah, yeah. And just to mention to the viewers, before we finish later, MaryAnne will sing, but before that, we still have some things to discuss. Um, how how much time do we still have? Because I still have some questions before the final part of you singing. So you mentioned you're going to shopping, but do we still have like around 15-20 minutes? What do you think?
It's about like in the next 1 hour, I'll be going shopping.
Yeah, yeah. So I we can start also finishing the episode if you're in a hurry.
Okay,
It depends on you
we
because
can
I
finish.
still have time.
We do like a sing thing?
You want to sing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure.
So you
So
can
maybe
give me a
if you want,
so
you
give me
can.
a language.
If sorry, I didn't hear. But if you uh, want, maybe you can maybe tell something about like what song and why you sung it, or I mean, or if you just want, you can just sing everything and afterwards tell a few words. Anything that fits you, you can
All
do.
right. So I actually wanted you to give me like a language and then I will say the title of the song and then I sing.
So I say the language
Yes.
and then you sing. So it has to be one of the languages you study.
Yes.
Okay, I'm really curious about Edo song.
Okay. So this title is called Osamudiame because it's a Christian song and it's one of my mom's and my grandmother's favorite song. So it goes like this. Osamudiame, olezole no feye mume, Jesu no de mudia ni mefo, oha mudia no dia no dere, Osamudiame, olezole no feye mume, Jesu no de mudia mi mefo, oha mudia no dia ojere, oide, oide, Onosamudiame onoide. Onosamudiame onoide. So the meaning of the song is about God. It means God stands for me, and it's my mom and my grandma's favorite song.
Okay. So I picked the next one.
Yes.
Russian.
Russian. Ты знаешь Kalinka.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Отца знаю, Patilinoyu, spas palagitevi menia. Luli, luli, spot palagite, limenia. Kakalin, kamaya, spataya, kakalin, kamaya, kakalin, kamaya, spataya, kakalin, kamaya.
Great. And next, maybe French.
French, it's non, je ne regrette rien by
Yeah,
Edith Piaf.
yeah, I know this.
She's one of my favorite French singers. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni mes biens comme a fait, ni mes mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Dans ma vie, comme mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi.
Classics after another. So I think I have to pick Italian now.
Italian. Now I have to mention that it's an opera song and I'd love to be an opera one day. However, I'm not a professional opera singer, but I will still sing it. So it's called Lascia che pianga from an opera Rinaldo, and it goes like this. Lascia che pianga, mia cruda sorte, e che sospiri la libertà. E che sospiri, e che sospiri, la libertà. Lascia ch'io pianga, mia cruda sorte, e che sospiri la libertà.
Like, you're a really good singer. With the high notes, I mean, a normal person who doesn't know how to sing wouldn't be able to do that. And I thought you would sing maybe the classic Conte Partirò, but I didn't know this song that you sung now in Italian, but you had,
Actually, Conte Patira is harder than
yeah,
Lascia ch'io pianga.
yeah. What about Arabic?
So Arabic, it's a lullaby originally from Morocco, and it goes like this. Niniamu hatai bashana ilamata bashana itri bashajirana Niniamu hatai chirandumu ubu famitia kakafasinia.
So from Morocco,
Yes,
lullaby sung to children to them to sleep.
yes.
And maybe next, German.
It's singing and yodeling.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Oh my gosh. So it goes, eine Jodler hör ich gern, aus der Nähe und von der Fern. Met de leeuw in het drin, zingen jij de zin erin. Daarom zie ik jedes Jahr in die Berge, das ist klar. Und ich sing mit vollen Sinn, weil ich dann in Urlaub bin.
Well, it really sounded like yodeling.
It does?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounded authentic yodeling.
Thanks.
What languages do we still have left
We
besides
have
English?
English left, we have Spanish left, we have Chinese left.
Well, let's take Chinese then.
Okay, so it's this traditional song called, in English, they call it Jasmine Flowers. So I'm going to sing it in Chinese. 好一朵美丽的茉莉花，好一朵美丽的茉莉花，芬芳美丽百枝桠，又香又摘人人花。让我来将明杯下，送给别人家。茉莉花呀，茉莉花。
And
That's
what
all.
was this song about?
It's about a flower.
The flower, yeah. Spanish.
So the song is Rayando El Sol. Fun fact, that was the song my teacher gave me to sing for Founders Week at school auditorium. So it goes, Rayando el sol, desesperación. Es más fácil llegar al sol que a tu corazón. Me muero por ti, viviendo sin ti. Y no aguanto, me duele tanto estar así, rayando el sol.
And you sung this to a large audience, or?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, yeah, that sounded really good. That was a really good pick from your teacher, I think.
thank you.
Uh, so do we only have English, or
Yes.
okay, then English.
So this song is my favorite things from the musical Sound of Music. It was actually the very first musical I've ever watched. So it goes. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into spring. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Let's all give an applaud for
Thank
MaryAnne.
you.
We
Thank
haven't had
you.
many musical performances. We have in the Brazilian Portuguese episode, my friend played the guitar and sung. But besides that, this is the second time, and definitely uh, not in 9 languages. This is the first time. So thank you so much for the incredible experience
Thank you so
you
much for
gave us.
having me.
Do you still have anything you think we should have mentioned about your language journey,
I hmm.
or any last words?
What I will say that language has given me like opportunities, and that I am actually fortunate to like level up my language my language knowledge. And I also want to add that languages has actually helped me in my academics in high school. From seventh grade to my final year of high school, I was like the top student in French. So like for 6 years, I've been holding on to that title. I do want to mention. And and learning languages honestly gave me more friends that we would keep in touch till now. So yeah. And more importantly, the languages has made me more intelligent, more culturally aware, and more intellectual. So yeah. And I'm working hard at it to be a polyglot. I mean, I'm already am, but I need to work harder.
You're doing great. What?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and everyone, thank you for watching. This was MaryAnne, the singing, entertaining, future medical doctor polyglot from Nigeria. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone,
so
and
much.
see you in the next episode.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.